Hey, Aiden here, and today I want to talk to you about utilizing technology and what we can do to create leads and to grow our funnel, capture, nurture, convert, capture, nurture, convert, right? How can we get leads and capture leads? How can we fill our funnel? How can we nurture those leads or follow up with those leads is a better word, right? And how do we connect with those leads and get meetings and convert them into customers, right? Really, that's the sales process, right? So what can we do? Today, I want to talk to you about how we can maximize our technology to make us more prolific and to help us sell faster and to help us sell more effectively, and ultimately how to duplicate ourselves. So if you're one person, how to do the work of 3, 4, 5, and even 6 salespeople utilizing technology. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So that's what the goal is what can we do to duplicate our behaviors, to duplicate and automate the tasks that we that are critical to growth, but are time consuming and have a low yield return. So as an example, cold calling, getting new customers is critical to the growth of your business and to maintain growth and to grow. However, the return on effort is not there. It's very time consuming, and most of the time the return on effort is not what it can be, what it should be. So the question is how do we duplicate ourselves? How do we do more activities so that we can automate most of it? As an example, most of us prospecting are kind of like Ronald's Burger Shack, right? Ronald's Burger Shack is a place that you go to and Ronald makes you a good burger. It's probably a very good burger. It's probably one of the best burgers you can get. Why? Because Ronald's a small guy. Ronald gets the beef, gets the pork, whatever his recipe is, right? He adds his herbs and spices and he makes the patties and he's got his process. It's fresh meat. It's a really, really good burger. But it's time consuming. When you get there, you're going to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes for your burger because he's going to take it. He's going to put it on the oven, on the barbecue. He's going to do it slowly. He's going to cook the bacon. He's going to get the tomatoes. He's going to make you a really good burger. It's going to be fantastic, but it's time consuming. And that's what many of us are doing. We're Ronald's Burger Shack when it comes to prospecting. What we need to do is perhaps utilize Ronald's Burger Shack in that mentality for a few select accounts, some accounts that could really impact our business, really impact our territory. Sure, have 2 or 3 that you're working on and you are absolutely going to make the burger from cradle to grave, from start to finish. You're going to be high hands-on because the potential return on your effort is there. However, for the average salesperson, they have a territory. There's 2 or 3 accounts that they might want hands-on, and Ronald's Burger Shack approach. But for the most part, you can do Ronald McDonald's house. McDonald's, right? McDonald's doesn't make as good as a burger as Ronald does because Ronald takes time on each individual burger. McDonald's can turn that crank, right? It can be run by 15-year-olds. It can be run by teenagers. So Ronald has a better burger, takes a longer time to make that burger. Maybe he can charge a little more, but not much, right? But it's a great burger. On the flip side, Ronald can't duplicate McDonald's run by 15-year-olds, right? The produce comes in, everything's done. Machines are cutting the tomatoes. Everything's set, right? It's a process. It's done, and they're producing lots. That's what we need to do when we're prospecting top of the funnel. I don't understand why we wouldn't. Yes, have a few, but for the most part. So what can we do? Well, first of all, let's look at what's Tony Hughes saying, Tech Powered Sales. If you haven't read this book, read it. It's ahead of its time. Implement everything that machines can affordably do better than humans in your sales process. Then invest in honing human engagement for winning differentiation. So you can read it right there. Let's look at that fully, right? Implement everything that machines can affordably do better than humans in your sales process. Then invest in honing human engagement for winning differentiation, for winning in sales, right? So think about that. Why won't we do that? Why wouldn't we do that? Let's do that. Let's be better. Can't remember which one I'm on now, right? Let's be better. Let's be efficient. Let's utilize technology. Okay. So how do we do that? How are we going to utilize technology? Well, we want to look at automation. Now, what is automation? How can we make automation work for us? Well, automation, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Automation is utilizing technology. So let me give you an analogy of what most of us are doing. Okay. Most of us are the salespeople. We're prospecting, we're nurturing, we're supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be prospecting, we're supposed to be nurturing, we're supposed to be closing, and we're supposed to be maintaining customers. That is a lot for one person to do. It's simply unrealistic in today's day and age. But that's the expectation, right? So you've got 20%, 25% of your time prospecting, 25% of your time following up or nurturing, 25% of your time having meetings and trying to close those sales. And then you have 25% of your time of maintaining that customer. That's simply not realistic, right? Most of our time is filled with looking after customers, because the more customers we get, the more demands on our time. So the more we grow, the less time we have for prospecting. Now you could argue, well, you don't need to prospect as much. Well, no, you kind of do, because let's say you have $100,000 territory, right? And you're prospecting and your number is 10%, and you got to grow 10% a year. So you keep doing that. Eventually you get to $1 million territory. You obviously have way more customers, but you still need to grow 10% a year. That's the number they put upon you, let's say. So now you've got to grow 100,000. So you can't go after all the big fish and just get big fish, because most of us are not in territories that is downtown New York, where there's, as an example, we need to find 15, 20, 30 different accounts that make up that $100,000 to grow that business, right? So we need to focus a lot of time to get new business, but we have all this $1 million territory we're maintaining. And it's simply not realistic. So a lot of our companies say, oh, well, let's do a price increase. We've got a price increase and we'll get some of that growth there, which is just hurts the economy, right? So we need to either change the game or change the rules, or both. And I'm suggesting we need to change the game. And so changing the game means that we're going to utilize technology for top of the funnel activities so that we can weed out and focus on just warm calls as best we can. It's not a perfect world. We're not going to be able to automate everything and never do anything. But what we can do is we can quarterback the prospecting process. We can have systems in place with AI, technology, and tools, and we can manage it. We can get up in the morning and sit back and see what we need to do. We can have the system say to us, hey, this person opened up this email, call them. Hey, this person did this, a text message went out. Hey, this person clicked this video, right? What have you. We can quarterback things from the same spot we're at without us having to just rely on email and phone, and just trying to get appointments all day. And then all of a sudden, you're putting out fires and things like that. You're going off, you're on holidays, you go off to a trade show, you go off to the company sales meetings, whatever. You come back, it's been 3 weeks since you followed up with that person, right? The buzz is gone, right? It happens to all of us. So we need to change the rules. So what can we do? Well, let's consider utilizing AI. So what's AI going to do? AI is going to help us capture leads. It's going to help us get leads. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, if anyone comes to our website, if they text us, email us, phone us, direct message us through Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, they ask a question, they phone, email, we're capturing that information. Okay, and immediately we capture the information, and we obviously deal with their questions. But now that's a lead, and we can automate the process. We can start sending them content. We can send them a text message, all through automation. We can then go and get all our leads off the internet, and go and get all the veterinarians in your geographical area, as an example. Get all the car dealerships in your veterinarian in your area. We can authenticate those emails, make sure that they're legit, make sure that they're valid. They actually hit in someone's inbox, right? We validate them. Now we got these warm leads. We put them into the system. The system automatically sends an email. It automatically sends a text message. If someone opens that email, if they respond to the text message, what have you, it tells us. Now we pick up the phone and phone somebody. So we can automate the process for the prospecting and the nurture or the follow-up until they show interest, until they open up the email, or until they watch the video, or until they reply. Now we get involved. But what so many salespeople are still doing, they're utilizing just the phone and maybe email, and they're not utilizing technology to help that. So they can only handle 10 prospects, 20 prospects, because they're dealing all these different activities. Now you can take 1,000 prospects and put them into your system, and you can have a system that's automated, and you just quarterback it. And when you get a live one, when you get one on the hook, then you spend the time reeling it in. It's no different than putting your fishing rod out into the water with the bait and just trolling, right? You're having a beer, you're enjoying your time. All of a sudden there's one on the hook. You stop what you're doing, you reel it in. You do what you need to do. You phone them, you engage, you have a conversation. It's really not much different than that. And so what we do is we just utilize who we're going after, what's the content and the process that we're doing to the person we're speaking to, to the market, what their avatar, what they do, what they like, what are their pain points. Let's address those and let automation happen. Now, the salesperson can focus their time, instead of prospecting and nurturing, they can close and maintain customers. They can close and maintain customers. So they're automatically doubling their efforts, because they're no longer having to prospect and nurture. They're focused most of their time on closing and maintaining existing customers. So now the salesperson can just close the customer and close the prospect and maintain customers. Okay, so they don't have to do all four things as much. They leave automation technology, they utilize it to help them to squeeze more time into their day, so they can focus their time on closing customers and closing prospects and maintaining or growing customers, where they can actually grow revenue. There's no revenue in prospecting and follow-up. It's necessary to get revenue, but it's not generating lead. It's not revenue generating activities. The meetings, the face-to-face meetings, the phone calls, the conversations, the engagements, the meeting your customers and expanding their accounts and looking after them and any issues and problems and challenges that come up. That's what we need to focus our time on. So anything else is a cost center. We need to look at how do we make things a revenue center, and that's what we can do. So when we utilize technology, when we utilize AI, we are allowing ourselves we're giving ourselves more time. We're duplicating ourselves. Instead of one person doing all these activities, we have technology doing all these activities, and it's doing what most of us couldn't do. It's doing the activity of 3, 4, 5 of us. And that is a very powerful thing. And I encourage you to investigate it, utilize it, adopt it, and just go back to Tony Hughes said here is implement everything that machines can affordably do better than humans in your sales process. Then invest in honing human engagement and winning differentiation. Now, I encourage you to learn more by going to perfectprospecting.com. I'm Aidan Rigg, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.